Royalty Beauty Brands is a female, Black-owned beauty company with all of your cosmetic needs in mind. Right now, we offer hair extensions, eyelash extensions, and our flagship product, Yumbella Lip Glam. Coming soon to add to our product line will be promo merchandise, lip oil, lip scrub, beard oil, body butter, body soap, and makeup, to name a few. Every product is vegan friendly and carefully made with the consumer in mind. Check out our Royalty Beauty Brand social media and go to our website to sign up for our exclusive mailing list for discount codes and to place an order. Don't forget to leave us some feedback. Royalty Beauty Brands. We see the beauty in you.
We hustle, but the night we know that the ride or die.
Welcome to the House of the Princess.
I keep waiting by my seat. Know that the ride or die.
I'm 50% righteous, 50% ratchet.
We hustle, but the night waiting by my seat. Know that the ride or die. My name came up a lot of sounds. More when
Thank
I
y'all
was
for
not
joining
around.
us.
Certain people that I know.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this lovely Monday evening? I know I've come on late. I am exhausted today, and I've just had a physically and emotionally trying day. And so it took me a little bit to get up here live. And because I'm tired, I don't plan on being up here like no long time. But I did want to talk about something. I know this is mostly like the Oprah channel, the women's channel, but I wanted to talk about this trending topic in sports. And just because sports is male oriented, I do think that this topic can be thought about from everybody. And this topic is in an end of an era for us. Most of us, we experienced this whole growth of Deion Sanders, in our youth. And I just wanted to talk about it. I've seen everybody talk about it on um, Twitter and Instagram, and there are a few factors that I don't know. And I like to come with the facts, but I'm just gonna give my little bit of commentary, and hopefully that you could talk along with us, because I know there's some football fans out there somewhere. Let me do a little roll call so far. Hey, Miss Lauren, how are you doing? And look, part of the reason why I went live tonight, made sure I went live, was for Lauren, because I know she was looking forward to hearing from me tonight. So, sweetheart, this one is for you. Hey, Wendy. Hey, Miss Janet, how are you doing? Hey, Miss Roxy. And hey, Miss Bernice. Okay, and anybody else that comes in, I'm saying hi. Hello to anybody watching on the replay. And if you're coming in, please make sure that you like the video right now. Go ahead, get it out the way. Show some manners when you come in the house. Wipe your feet. Go ahead, press the like button. I ask that you press the subscribe button as well. The chat is on subscribers only. So come on in, even if you're watching on the replay. Subscribe to a girl. It don't cost you nothing. But if you want to support the channel, I'm gonna say it right off the bat. You can press the join button, and you can become a royal citizen of the House of the Princess, and it will help me out a lot. Memberships are from $1.99 all the way up to $25, and those will be changing too. I'm going to condense the top two tiers together. But anything that you do, it helps, and your membership has privileges. Okay, thank you so much. Also, come on, Yaya, how are you doing today? Yes, I'm going to send a shout out, a short video about Christy Alley. Rest in peace to her. and her suffering in silence. Hey Tracy, how are you doing? And let's say happy belated birthday to Miss Tracy. I'm trying to get my tissue. If you can hear my allergies, it's kind of on 10 tonight. Happy birthday to Tracy. Tracy had a birthday this weekend. So, yes, let's tell her happy birthday. Hey, Miss Shar. Hey, baby. Excuse me. What you mean? What you miss? You ain't missed nothing, baby girl. Nothing at all. Okay, and welcome. So, look, y'all. Coach Prime, I have adopted his little speech, and we're going to watch some little videos so we can get context out of everything that is going on. Uh, I have adopted his saying, in game nights, I'm definitely telling y'all, uh, when I come in, I smell like a winner. And I don't give a damn where he go. I will say one thing about Deion Sanders is he's definitely a motivational speaker. Okay. I'm gonna do some news articles too. He's definitely a motivational speaker. I'll say that. He gets the crowd jumping. He gets the crowd moving. Um, from the time that you would see him on the football field 30 years ago, I guess. And then when you saw him on the baseball field, whenever he came through, it was a spectacle. Those of y'all in my age group and older, y'all even know as he was going through his career, he even was rapping with Tupac and MC Hammer and all that. And he had a song called Must Be the Money. Okay. And it was a little bop. Okay. He's always been arrogant and exceptionally confident. But one thing you could never take away from him is he brought the smoke, but he had something to stand behind it. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't just talking his shit, like he tooted his own horn because he could, and it was nothing that anybody could say to dispute his talent. And we're gonna read up with that, and then bring some of the young folks up to speed if you missing it. Oh, your birthday was yesterday. We got to get y'all some birthday cards out. I got to find my BJ. Hey, happy birthday, Wendy. What are y'all all Sages? Are y'all Sages? Kennedy says, hey, Princess, Coach Prime is human. Regardless of his confidence, he still can't predict his future. He's letting God guide his steps. I love him. That is true. And I'm going to make some comments about I've been trying to catch up on some videos as quick as I could this evening because look, I'm a day or two behind the topics, okay? One thing I have heard him say now, and I think it happens with everybody as we grow older in age, is our thought process and our faith process goes higher. Like I think maybe you was raised in church or when you're younger you believe in God, but you don't really have that salvation or that stability in whatever high power you have until you go through some things, until you get older. And then, and I'm not saying some young people don't, because there are some people that are confident in young age, but it's something about as you grow older and you live life, you're not afraid to confess your faith or really just be a ambassador. That's what I want to say, an ambassador for God and how He can work through you or speak to you. Because I will say, when I was younger, and even now, sometimes when you say God was speaking to me, I would always question it, and I would always have to have all of these signs or whatever. But when you grow older and you grow wiser, you understand what God's voice is to you, through you, and how he sounds and how he speaks to you, that you don't have to second guess, that you don't always have to have a sign. If you take the time and have the conversation, he'll have a conversation back with you. And I think right now he's starting to rest on that. And I was just watching, and I might play that too. What I've learned is, look, he even has his own media. Deion Sanders has his own YouTube page. It's just not called YouTube Deion Sanders, but he has somebody that follows him and videotapes everything. Okay. So you can get it from the horse's mouth. And one thing that he said in this farewell speech to uh, JSU, to the players, was just like, I trusted God to bring me here, I'm trusting God as I move on. And that's really profound. Hey, Miss Shirley. He had a great Jerry curl. He wasn't messing up the couches, was he? I like this little high top fade. You know what I'm saying? Yes. Okay. You on the 27th. Well, we're going to have a holiday party in about 2 weeks, y'all. So I'm going to put that out there, and I'll talk about that later at the end of the video. We're going to have a holiday party this year. As you, Cheryl said, yes, I remember that song. I remember. Yeah, not Deion Sanders. It was very handsome, okay? And all the birthday. He just had two. I told, yeah, I got that in a video too. He's going through a lot, and he is definitely persevering amazingly. His son is his media. Well, I put, look, she got the whole tea. Yes, yes. So, and even that we're gonna talk about. I'm really learning how he brings everybody with him. He has a team, and I think that's inspirational. I was watching a post from a young lady. She's been on my channel before, and she's in the industry, and we're working together about how important we make networking, and that's one thing in itself. But to build your team and keep a team and to hold each other accountable and hold each other close and to grow together, make money, do things together, and build a force to be reckoned with. That is a whole nother beast. And Deion Sanders apparently has started to master that concept over the years. And that's in a video. One of them is in the videos when he talks to um, Colorado University of how long the people have been with him. And I hope my computer fan isn't loud. Y'all let me know if it is. I'm playing it now. And it's look, they was mad at him for that song early on, okay? So what do I want to play first? I'm going to play this quick video first of the mayor of Jackson University reacting to Coach Prime leaving. Okay, and I haven't watched this one personally, so I'm gonna get a little kiki, just like y'all. Okay, and everything is, who was this video by? Let me go back there. Is this the news? Okay, I don't have to put that up there. No copyright infringement intended. Okay, let's get it cracking. Y'all let me know if it's an echo, because 1 minute it's an echo, 1 minute it's not. So I don't know. Here we go.
Know that it has been a tremendously hot topic around the city and, in fact, around the country about the departure of Coach Prime. And what I would add is this. I know that there is a variety of opinions and emotions surrounding his departure. Opinions and emotions which are warranted. But at the same time, I understand that this is a moment for gratitude. Gratitude for how his time here has benefited the city of Jackson in terms of the increased revenue we've experienced from people coming to join us from near and far for our games. A moment for gratitude for how it has lifted the profile of Jackson State University, that it has been a benefit to the student body and the players there. But that moment for gratitude, I want to be clear, flows both ways. It is also an opportunity where I believe Coach Prime is grateful and should be grateful that Jackson loved him first, that he should be grateful that he was given an opportunity that was not extended in other places, and that his time here and being given the opportunity and the stage to perform has enabled him to his abilities to be viewed in the light of others more globally. And so I think that is important to say. And lastly, I would say that statement of gratitude comes from a message that someone shared with me that they heard at their church, I should say. And that was that if your expectations outweigh your appreciation, then it is impossible to live a balanced and fruitful life. And so we have to make certain that our expectations never outweigh our appreciation, because it is more likely that what you expect won't be met if you fail to show appreciation for what you've received. And so I believe that there will be more discussions going forward. Lastly, I will add this. I know that there has been a cry and a request by a number of individuals to have a parade for the Jackson State, the SWAC champion Jackson State Tigers, back to back. And that was hard for Melissa to say as an Alcorn graduate, but they are back to back SWAC champions. But in talking with the president, it does not make logistical sense at this time. We certainly want to celebrate their accomplishment and lift up the unique moment that we have and what has been done here. But logistically, you have to understand, for a college, that means that in the middle of the holiday season, they have to find a way that they are able to get band members back to the city of Jackson. In the middle of a holiday season, they have to be able to keep players who only have a brief window to go home and spend time with their families here. And so understanding the logistical complications, I want to make it clear to all of the residents of Jackson, we will figure out a way to celebrate their accomplishments, but it is not best suited for this time. And so the president and I will be in ongoing dialogue as to how we make that happen.
All righty then. So even with that, let's just start there. The city of Jackson, in spite of him leaving, is still thankful for his presence. Okay, and then look, we're gonna get to that. I knew somebody is people gonna be mad. And we're gonna discuss that. Why are you mad? Okay. She's very happy for me. He has come a long way. The city is thankful for him, and they are right. When I heard that Dion was coming to Jackson just out of nowhere, like, how many people knew he was looking to coach or to get back in the game? Like, you didn't even hear about it. You know, it's like, do you have some bills that you need to pay? Because last time we saw you, you was running around in a scooter on a reality TV show chasing down your fiance or whatever, you know, and running over the kids in the house, you know, bragging on how big the house is. So all of a sudden, you have to come to Jackson State, of all places, to coach. And let's be real here. This is a two-time, if I'm not mistaken, a two-time Super Bowl winner. Well, I done messed up, in a World Series winner. He has been to the World Series. So he has rings on top of rings. And I'm about to correct myself in a minute because I know I got an article that's going to give me the correct stuff. I'm not a sports girl, y'all. But he's been to the Super Bowl and to the World Series. He really could have petitioned to be the Chicago Bears coach, Green Bay coach, the Raiders, the Saints, even the Houston Texans probably would have took him. Anyone would have taken him seriously. I know they might have given him a second guess at coaching, but again, Deion Sanders uses that mouthpiece so great. He could have sold water to a well, as Jay-Z said. And happy belated birthday, sir. I believe that he could have went anywhere if he really wanted to. So my question is, like, he just decided to start coaching. That in itself was interesting fact to me. Now, Miss Bernice says, do people realize he has a Super Bowl ring and a World Series? Yes. That's what I'm saying. He has stuff, the work to back up whatever he say he done, can do, will do, might do. Now, the only difference I will say is Michael Jordan became a team owner and a team coach. And as great of a player he was not that great as an owner and a coach. He couldn't take nobody to the championship. But here goes Deion Sanders, and he played against Michael in baseball. He had the shit to, he had the walk to back up his shit talking, okay? And I love him for it. Did his school close here else? I don't know. I do not know. I'm not aware of that. So before I play this other video, we're gonna do some reading, and I'm gonna sit up. Let me have a sip of water or something so I can read to the C's the appropriate way. Okay. I'm gonna read the article before we listen to this video. So again, like, for me, the city is appreciative of his presence, as the mayor said. And I'm going to say that it's a money game. When we get done with this video, what it says is, even to Jackson, Mississippi, it's a money game. I was going to send my daughter to Jackson. She just chose not to go to Jackson. And if she did, she would be there right now. And she would have probably met him playing with the band or whatever. What I've been told is that, there's a great amount of revenue that has come to Jackson since he's been there. I had a relative tell me not to send my daughter to Jackson because they are natives of Jackson. And I have friends that went to Jackson, and I have friends that work at Jackson. And they say that shit is poor around the college. I haven't been there since so long, since my teenage years. I didn't realize it, but she was like, yeah, we live there, but it's ghetto. Why do you want to send your kids over there to the ghetto college? And I'm saying that because we're going to roll back to that point, which to me could have affected Deion's decision. And I'm going to put that out there to see some of you that become, whether you're watching this on a replay or watching it live, if it alters your decision and how you feel about him leaving Jackson. Because whereas we see Jackson is okay, they're being politically correct, but the people, excuse me, black people especially, are angry with him for leaving, for him having a choice and autonomy over his life, over his last years. Okay? And we're going to talk about it. As Bernice said, because Michael is not a people person like Dion. That could make all the difference. So, we're going to, I guess I'll get down here. Will that be better? Okay, so this is an article about Dion from CNN. Now, those who you're watching for the first time or new here, you will find out that I am a person that likes to do facts. Okay, I don't like to just fuck around with just any type of publication. Okay, I prefer to go to reputable news sources if I can to everything. Now, I hope I'm not sounding garbled. My internet all of a sudden slowed down, but of course it does while I'm live. It wouldn't be any other way. Uh, okay, why is this not doing? My computer's not doing what I needed to do. It never does. Don't get to cutting up while I'm on the live, okay? All right, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to read this to you in my reading voice, okay? Deion Sanders hired as the next head coach of the University of Colorado football. Football legend Deion Sanders has been named the new University of Colorado football head coach, the school announced Saturday. Sanders will be leaving Jackson State University, where he coached the Tigers for the past 3 seasons, compiling a record of 26-5, including an ongoing undefeated this season. The Tigers won the Southwestern Athletic Conference SWAC championship earlier Saturday, defeating Southern University 43-24. There were a number of highly qualified and impressive candidates interested in becoming the next head football coach at Colorado, but none of them had the pedigree, the knowledge, and ability to connect with student athletes like Deion Sanders. Coach Athletic Director Rick George said as the statement. Not only will Coach Prime energize our fan base, I'm confident that he will lead our program back to national prominence while leading a team of high quality and high character. Sanders was drafted as a first rounder in 1989 by the Atlanta Falcons out of Florida State and played in the league for 14 seasons with several franchises. He won 2 Super Bowl rings with the Dallas Cowboys and San Francisco 49ers and was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame and College Football Hall of Fame in 2011. Sanders also played for 5 different Major League Baseball teams in 11 years. He is the first athlete to have competed in a Super Bowl and a World Series. In October, Colorado fired Carl Durrell after a 0-5 start and an 8-15 overall record in 3 years as head coach. Interim head coach Mike Sanford went 1-6 as the Buffaloes finished the season with the worst record in Pac-12 conference. All right, there you have it. I need to blow my nose, you guys. So give me a hot second. Hey, Nehar. So I got a tweet about this, and I would have to look for it. I got a tweet about this morning, and that's what really made me dig into this subject. What the hell? Who the hell left the gate open? That's like what I woke up to this morning, and then I had saw a Instagram post by Pliz, and I was like, okay, what's really going on here? That I need to find out. Matter of fact, George. Now these people don't even have the money to pay for Deion Sanders. But these people stepping out on faith, okay? To find the money to pay this man. They want him so freaking bad. They wanted him so freaking bad that they said, we gonna find the money. Okay? And I'm gonna play that or find that. I wanted the actual. Is this the actual clip of him saying it? And where's my thing? Let's stop sharing that. I want to find the actual clip of him saying that versus what I'm about to show you on 60 Minutes. What they say about what's going on at his job that I think was a major factor in him leaving. And I can't find this clip at all. It was on Twitter. But they're paying him $5.9 million at Colorado. He was making $300,000 at Jackson originally. Okay. It says Sanders deal. Might as well show it to y'all. She said this is gonna be good. I'm gonna show you where I'm reading from. Boom. White people gonna find money, okay? I'll go all the way. And this is coming from blacksportsonline.com. Okay, now the stuff. It took a long time for this to come up. Now it wants to come up. Deion Sanders made a big splash over the weekend after it was announced that he would be leaving Jackson State to become head coach of Colorado. The news met many people who didn't like it, but also met with people who are very happy for Coach Prime. With his arrival in Colorado, Prime is set to have a massive bump in salary. He was making $300,000 at JSU, donating part of his salary to help the program, and now he will be driving north of $5 million. Except Colorado doesn't exactly have the money for him. That's not speculation. It's straight from the athletic director's mouth. AD Rick George was asked how they came up with the money to afford Coach Prime, and he straight up said they don't have it yet, but they will have it, and he ain't worried about it, okay? Sanders' deal with Colorado is for 5 years, $29.5 million, which is an average of $5.9 million a year per Brian Howell of Buff Zone. Sanders will make $5.5 million in year one and will earn $200,000 raises over each year's over the life of the contract. The pay of Sanders far exceeds the former coach Carl Durrell, who was paid $3.6 million this season. The $3.6 million that Durrell earned was previously the most Colorado ever paid a head coach. So how exactly will Georgia and Colorado pay for the new contract for Sanders, which is the richest deal in the history of the football program. We don't have the money yet, but I know we'll have it, so I'm not worried about that piece. George said when asked about Sanders' contract on Saturday. While George wasn't ready to make public the method through which the school will pay Sanders, it does sound like there is some funding lined up for the new coach that will be finalized soon. There has been a lot of talk about donors calling the school, so George is probably right now not worried about it. I hope things work out for Coach Prime. Oh, here's the video right here. Oh, yeah, this is what I was looking for. Here we go.
Like I said, we found the right guy.
Rick, how did you fast track the transfer rule changes, and how did you come up with enough money to get this guy?
Well, look, we don't have the money yet, but I know we'll have it. So I'm not worried about that piece. The support that we got from our regents, our presidents and chancellors to be able to pay him what we think we needed to pay him, and his assistants to get him the kind of staff he needs. But, I've said this before, that this is the time for us to put all the chips in the center, and it's time for us to make a significant commitment and so to athletics in this football program. And we had the chancellor on board, we had the president on board, and the regents on board. That they worked on all the other things like the transfer credit and our admit policy and those kind of things. But the transfers is not just for student athletes, it's for students in general that's going to benefit our university. So it's really having that group support that we had and, allowed us to go out and do what we felt like we needed to do to get the right guy.
Rick, obviously no one in this fan base needs to be sold on Deion Sanders, the personality, but what sold you on Deion Sanders, the coach, in even just the recent time that made you confident he's the guy to turn this thing around?
Just his confidence and his detail.
Listen to that. What y'all not seeing? Damn it. They over here saying scared money don't make no money. Okay? White people will pull a rabbit out their hat. They got some sponsors, they got somebody's mama, they got some secret philanthropists that sit up there. They're gonna pull that money out their motherfucking ass, okay? They're gonna move some scholarships around. They're gonna move some money around because they know, just like with Jackson State University, Coach Prime brought some money to the table. And everybody comes and spends money to a winning team. And he's going to certify that he can make that team a winning team. And I trust him. Look, they last. They are last at the bottom of the barrel. Far as their conference is concerned, there is nowhere to go but up. Okay? He's going into a Division I school and has to rewrite the program and make it successful. He can do it. That is true. Being HBCU grad generational, I got opinions. Oh, yeah. And I think if I'm not up too late, I might let y'all call in. Then he got no money. 5 years and he just gave us 3. Yeah, but guess what? Again, he just gave us 3. 3 times 3 is now $100,000. And he probably gave up at least $300,000. He probably took $600,000 home or less. Yeah, the boosters will give that money. These people gonna give that money. TV rights will pay his salary. Yes. See, they already know the money gonna come in because they like him. Fuck the kids. Excuse me, they're gonna pay for his presence. And not only are they paying for Deion's presence, Deion is bringing his winning team with him. He bringing 10 players in, 2 of which are his children. A winning quarterback. He not finna bring his kids up in there to lose. They got to pay him and his motherfucking kids, okay? He was so big on HBCU. Now, that part, it does bother me, because a couple of months ago, it was like, I am SWAT, okay? And I know if my people on Facebook was up watching. and coming over, they really would have an opinion on that. So it does seem like, dang, was that shit all talk? But or what is it? You baited us, and you sit up here and blow our head up, and then 2 minutes later, it's like, fuck us. But let me play this next video, okay? This is a video from 60 Minutes. So I'm going to put my banner up here for about 2 seconds. But this is commentary, okay? He said it wasn't about the money, but I'm going to give my final opinion on that when we get done towards the end of this. We're going to watch this 60-minute video. And let's think about what we want to say after we watch this. T. Hunter going to, which one is he? Is he the safety? Because he said his son is coming, the quarterback, the safety, and he said he was bringing about 10 players with him when he talked to you. Well, I tell the kids to go to a black university because they need to go somewhere, okay? He said he will come you if you are good. Yes. Hold on. I got a few words to say about it. Let's watch this because it made me consider things. Well, I saw this even before he quit. But this video here brought a lot of things to light that I had no ideas about. And we're going to break this down. Let's make this big so y'all can see it. And I'm going to get on up out the way. Add to the stream. That's solo. Boom. Where's my little banner? Look. We're going to have this up here for a couple seconds. Where is it? Am I not seeing it? There we go. Fair use commentary. This video is not to infringe on any rights or privileges. Okay. 60 Minutes, because I don't know which news channel it belongs to. But boom, there go my disclaimer. We're doing a news report and reaction video to this 60-minute.
His personality is flamboyant as his football talent. Deion Sanders had 2 nicknames during his Hall of Fame NFL career. He was Neon Deion and Primetime. But for his latest gig, Sanders high-stepped it to Mississippi. And at age 55, he's now the head football coach at Jackson State, an historically black university, or HBCU. Sanders' salary of $500,000 is less than 5% of what, one state over, Alabama pays its coach, Nick Saban. Yet Jackson State might be the hottest program in America, poaching talented recruits and winning games in equal measure. Powered by, yes, the style, but also the substance of the man who now calls himself Coach Prime.
The story will continue in a moment.
Fans, welcome your defending flag champion.
Deion Sanders had never coached in college when he agreed 2 years ago to try and rescue Jackson State from football irrelevance.
Why are you here? I truly believe with all my heart and soul that God called me collect. And I had to accept the charges.
You accepted the charges.
I had to accept the charges. But understanding when you accept those type of charges is going to cost you something.
What's it cost you?
A lot of sleep. But I can't say I don't love it. I love every darn minute of it.
It doesn't hurt that his team is darn good. The Jackson State Tigers are blazing through their HBCU football opponents. 11-2 last season, undefeated so far this season.
Everybody do your job. Just do your job.
Watch the Tigers rack up points, led by Deion's son, quarterback Shedeur Sanders, and you wonder how they'd fare against the football elites, the so-called Power 5 schools.
Switch!
Sanders took the job at Jackson State 3 months after George Floyd's murder. Timing, he says, that was no coincidence.
It was relevant because it's a lot of folks sit back on the Twitter fingers and talk about what they're going to do. And I wanted to go do it.
Do what?
Change lives.
Okay. So, and I see what you're saying. Shirley's passionate out here. Were you checking for Jackson State football at all before he got there? And he's saying, like, look, I wanted to come here and do something different. God told him to come to Jackson, of all places to come to. Do y'all feel like, you were checking for Jackson? Oh, Shirley said, I'm down here in Jackson. She said he a liar. But, I mean, he say it's not for the money, but if it was not for the money, he's a millionaire. He could have went there for free as far as I'm concerned if it really wasn't for the money. You know what I'm saying? Ehart says we got to realize Colorado is a joke of the Pac-12. They're the only one. They only won one game this season and have almost been back 20 years. Woo. Deion is a pimp and he gonna use you up and move on. Point part one. I mean, it's gotta be a method to this shit. It's gotta be a method, and we're gonna see it play out real hard. He agreed on the salary, but Jackson ain't have no money when he went there. The University of Utah won Pac-12 championships Saturday over USC, and Utah has a large number of black players who helped them win back-to-back championships. How many blacks live in Utah? Nobody. So they scouted them. Somebody had to get them there. And guess what? This man finna do the same shit. I got a theory on it. It ain't a good theory. It don't look good the way he doing shit, and it's self-serving. But I think I just have a theory, okay? I think I have a theory, but let's continue and try not to talk too fast.
Change the perspective of HBCU football. Make everyone step up to the plate and do what's right by these kids.
Ashley Robinson, Jackson State's athletic director, pursued rumors that Sanders might be interested in coaching and offered him a job. What's been the impact here at Jackson State since he's arrived?
Coach Prime was the biggest hire in college football. I'm talking about Power 5 level. He's the biggest hire in college football.
All of college football?
All of college football. There's no other Deion Sanders.
What's Deion Sanders worth to Jackson State?
Woo. I don't think I can put a number on it. I don't think it's enough zeros. I mean, he's worth a whole lot.
The bump in attendance, buzz, and commerce is especially welcome in a city marked by poverty. Deprivation that can be glimpsed just on the other side of the fence from the JSU football facility. The program was depressed as well. Time was Jackson State produced 4 Hall of Fame NFL players, including running back Walter Payton. But when Sanders arrived, not one Jackson State player had been drafted in 12 years. What struck you about being here on this campus?
The need.
What kind of needs are you sensing here?
You want to start in alphabetical order or in numerical?
Sanders was immediately confronted with the economic realities of HBCUs and with the social cleavages of Mississippi. What were the facilities like?
Horrible. And I'm sitting up there thinking, even to this day, how can a public high school in Texas look better than a college?
Football facilities where you lived in Texas were better than this.
School. Forget the darn football facility, the whole darn school. That shouldn't be right.
Jackson State's old practice field was so shabby, when it rained, the Tigers had to bus to a local high school. Coach Prime reached out not to a wealthy booster, but to Walmart, which built Jackson State a brand new practice field. Next, he had a new locker room built. The attention Sanders has brought to HBCU football has translated into a revenue spike for his league, the Southwestern Athletic Conference.
You're not gonna take a picture with me?
Dr. Charles McClelland is the conference commissioner. Did you expect him to have this kind of an impact on HBCUs when he came to Jackson State?
I did not, and I often say this. I've been around stars before. This is the first time that I've been around a superstar, and I really did not realize
What do you mean by that?
Well, you know, a superstar can enter any room, can enter any boardroom. Coach Prime is a business person. Coach Prime has opened up doors for the Southwestern Athletic Conference that we could not get into.
Pepsi, American Airlines, Procter & Gamble, all are new sponsors of Jackson State or the conference. Call it the Prime Effect. But for all the flash, Sanders is defiantly old school. Even.
Okay, so before we go on to the next part of this video, let's look at that. We know HBCUs ain't got no money. Where is that at? HBCUs don't have any money. So many HBCUs are struggling to close. And this is why we tell our kids to go to the HBCUs, and they take our kids, but some of our kids don't deserve to be in there. But we graduate and we don't give back, right? White schools make sure that, or PWIs, if you want me to be politically correct, they make sure that they take care of their own. Excuse me. We don't necessarily do that. I'm not saying we nix that completely, but we do not necessarily do that. And when we do, you only get certain schools like Morehouse and Spelman. A lot of those big schools are schools that are booster supported, sponsor supported, but there are so many HBCUs. Jackson State is a premier HBCU. But who gives back to Jackson State? The band members, the auxiliaries that belong to Jackson State. Yes, the school could use some upgrades. The neighborhoods could use some upgrades. But that comes from a plethora of things. Jackson just went through a whole water shortage due to, is it the hurricane, am I not mistaken? And they didn't even have water, clean water. And I have a friend, from high school, and I taught her daughter's down there at Jackson State. Like, they've been through some things. And I'm just using, since we're talking about Jackson, a lot of our Black leaders do not make sure that all of our HBCUs are poured back into, are taken care of. You go to the white schools like Ole Miss and hell, Colorado, probably. They look, when you see the video, they shit is nice, and they some motherfucking losers. Jackson ain't been losing like that. We got an award-winning band, all this shit, but we don't get the money. We don't get the grants. So let's just, even in spite of being angry that he left, is he a sellout? Did he pimp them and use them to get on the map to really get to what he want? Despite that, you cannot say that he did not drop an egg to them and say, well, here, let me buy you something nice. Let me help you out while I'm on my way to get where, because that stuff will never fade. Now that those sponsors have touched Jackson, I do not think they will easily leave, because I don't think they just gonna start losing all of a sudden. Like, I think that even that he's been there, that Jackson will still benefit even when he's going. And I got something else to say. I'm just not going to say it right now. He knew what he was coming to. He used JSU for where he is now. Well, yeah. He helped the city and the state, the water, yes. My alma NCAT, the biggest enrollment this year in history, and we have to pay North Carolina $1 million because of great enrollment, because of out of state. Wow. Hey, Minister Vibes, how are you doing? Hey, you from Jackson? Okay. Oh, she said, I am not mad that he left. Ooh, you said good riddance to his ass. Ooh. I'm not mad at Primetime for leaving. He has to do what's best for him. Okay, so let's continue this video.
By football standards. What other head coach brings his own lawnmower to the practice facility?
I may tell you once, hey, that grass needs to be cut on Thursday. Okay? Now, if you don't cut it, I'm going to go do it.
That's you in a nutshell right there.
I can't. It's unfathomable to me to understand that you don't want to do your job and you're getting compensated for it. That's not the generation I came from. We don't have water. Therefore, we don't have ice.
Also unfathomable to Sanders, how the city of Jackson hasn't been able to provide clean water consistently, or sometimes any water at all. At one point, a documentary team caught him bathing out of necessity in a hotel swimming pool near the stadium. The water crisis here was a national story. Tell me specifically how that impacted your program these last few months.
Forget our program. It impacted the whole darn city. I'm not into politics, but I am in the people. And I just feel as though our people should be taken care of a lot better.
Just to be clear, in wealthier areas, they did all right with their water. I wonder if there isn't some parallels between HBCUs and resources.
Shoot, you know darn well there's a parallel with HBCUs and resources.
Okay, we're back. It's more than one way to skin a cat. We're gonna finish watching this interview, but I just will lower the audio. Okay. And when we're done, I'm just gonna ask them to take the copyright off because this is a reaction video and a commentary. It's not the first time, won't be the last time. But in the meantime, let's pause. Read some comment. This part. Now, I did think about that. I'm like, damn, he didn't even take the 4 years to watch his freshman come in to thrive, and I thought that was very, very interesting. And he complained about the hotel. Now look, I was like, only him. Like, if I came to a hotel talking about I need to wash my ass in your pool, they wouldn't even look and see how much money I made. They would ignore me, and I found it interesting how he could go wash his ass in the fucking pool. Okay. I'm not from Jackson, but I am from the city. JSU will always be the I love with the greatest band in the land, the sonic boom of the South. So yeah, let me out. Okay, blah blah blah. Yes, they put me in the timeout. I know how to work around these things. So. Now that I will show you that Dion put JSU on the radar before Dion, the HBCU people, fuck with the nationally, internationally, without Grambling, FAMU, Morehouse, Velvet, A&T. Yes, and those are the ones that get most of the reviews. Yes. Oh no, I'm not really worried about me taking my channel down. I'm very careful about that. At least I try. Okay. And thank you, Nihar. She is getting ready to show her HBCU behind, and we were here for it. Okay? Yes, we are back. I'm going to try to finagle the rest of this very stealthily, okay? So it's 13 minutes. And let me change these settings. So y'all going to have to listen very intently. And I'm going to have to go back. On it. You know, take you back to it, okay? So... here we go. We're going to try it one more time. I'm going to make shorter intervals, okay? That's what they leave my word. So I'm going to keep the music up there. That's part of the reason why they say, okay, you have to transform. You have to transform what it is. Where's my overlay? I don't even have my overlay. Oh, there we go. And that's up in the corner. We're back in the to it. Oh, there we go. So let's try this as well. See, there's more than one way to get a cat. Let's go.
Serve it overlook. What do you do about that? You're here. That's what I do about that.
As if the water crisis weren't enough, last season, Sanders was hospitalized with life-threatening blood clots that had formed in his leg.
Did you have any idea at the time how serious this was? No, not whatsoever.
Sanders had to endure 9 surgeries. 2 of his toes were amputated. A chunk of his leg was removed. He spent 23 days in the hospital, and when he returned to his team, he needed help moving around.
Everything's gonna do it, man.
Twice a day, his damaged leg is rubbed to get the blood flowing. A towering athlete in American sports, who once started and dashed into the end zone, who played in 2 Super Bowls and 1 World Series. We didn't mention that? Yeah, he played Major League Baseball, too. That man may never run again.
I had my turn. Now I'm helping someone else dominate theirs.
Okay, so let's take that. So if you didn't catch it, They getting on my nerves. And they're gonna make me explain all of this shit. Oops, wait a minute, what's going on here? Okay, I can hear myself. Y'all don't worry about it. So anyway, one point that goes to this video, um, where is it? This video here. One thing that he says is he mentions what would happen if he was courted by another team. Now, first, now we did just mention he oh, that's Travis Hunter I was talking about. Okay. He mentioned having 2 toes amputated. That's where it just cut off right there. He had 2 toes amputated and a piece of his leg cut off. And he was in the hospital for 23 days. And he had to learn to walk again. I will say that this man's perseverance is impeccable, okay? I'm over here dealing with my little bruised meniscus and limping it and pushing through or whatever. But this man has done magnificent things and still coaching and keep going. So I guess that's why you always see him in a little golf cart. I guess so, because the man can't walk and he ain't got no toes, okay? But he's still getting out there. Now look, now he did recruit the #1 recruit from Florida. That was unheard of, okay? And I'm sure somebody had to pull some money out their ass, and it took his mouthpiece a lot in order to recruit that little boy over to Jackson State. To answer your question, I do not know. I will have to watch this other video. I do not know, and I could not confirm that that child is transferring to Colorado State, but I wouldn't say it was out the question because he's already taken the safety and the quarterback. So, shit. He said about 10 players, okay? Dion left to win the HBCU to lose in PWI, and it's considered win. I'm just saying, okay? So he talks about the recruitment of this child. Okay, and they go through that. So also, if y'all want to watch, since they over here blocking and cock blocking, this is on 60 Minutes. It's on YouTube. You watch 60 Minutes. Okay. So he talks about how much he loved Coach Prime and all of that, what have you, okay? And Coach Prime talked to him about being an example and talked to him as a man, and that's why he went over there to what you call it, Jackson State. So now this is the thing that he also talks about. He got his son up there and he's winning or whatever. But I'm gonna try one more thing. But if it don't work, it don't work. So he's saying this is LSU's locker room. That all of these colleges have multi-million-dollar facilities, okay? Multi-million-dollar facilities. And Jackson looked like the back of my high school, okay? He's saying they got these swimming pools with treadmills in them. These are $2 million pools to help these teams get to where they need to. And he said the most that Jackson State gonna get right now is you better run in place in their big ass pool. That's all you gonna get. Okay? The money is not there. I wanted to be precise about what I was saying, but I can't because, of course, they're hated. So, in this, he mentions that how Jackson just ain't got no money. and he was doing the best he can with what they gave him, right? And he was talking about the Big Five. That is really what he was talking about, was the Big Five, not the shit that he's at now. But I guess money talks and bullshit walks. And he mentioned, he's like, I would love to farm more black students to those type of PWIs and also to HBCUs and make HBCUs winners. But he also said if Ole Miss or one of them motherfuckers come to him and they talking the right amount of money, that he would consider it. Now, this interview was about almost 2 months ago, and Colorado has been courting him for at least a month. So he put it out there, and I think they heard him. He put it out there. If you got the money, I'm walking. He was saying that it is too much of a burden, even though he loves teaching our black kids and he opens doors and he want to open some more doors and he wants some other coaches like himself or other influential people to come to the HBCUs and make a difference. He feels he came to Jackson, he made a difference, he did what the fuck he needed to do, and that was that. That somebody else needs to step in. He came in, he got them winning, and it's up to them to he walked so they can run, basically, to keep this money going. The other people need to get off their ass and support the HBCUs and support these other colleges, support black kids getting into the league by any means necessary. But he said Jackson ain't got no money, and he got to live, and he got his kids, and he tried to put them in a position to be whatever they're going to be. And it's only so much that he could do at Jackson. But he did what he could while he was there. Travis has entered the portal, but he would be a fool to go to Colorado. He would probably end up in Florida or Georgia. There are at least 6 going on this subject without these issues. What's going on? What do you mean? Are they not mentioning what I'm mentioning? Or what do you mean? I'm in y'all a conversation. Oh, okay. Oh, because, I am one of the people that they fucks with. Nihar, I ain't gonna lie to you. I think sometimes I'm fucked with. That's why my channel movement isn't what it needs to be. And I'm talking out of my content, and I've been trying to turn my content into certain things, not bullshit and mess. But are those channels black and white? Are they black women? No, most likely not. And they're not going to be in depth and tell the truth like I'm telling it. So I'm gonna see what Mr. Sanders has to say about it. You know what I'm saying? So again, I guess I'll put this. Damn it, I can't even stop the video now. I'm gonna put it in the chat. But like I said, you can look up 60 minutes since they want all their money, and then I'll do a copyright fight myself later and see if they approve me. If not, I'll take it out the video. The only other person I've had a problem like that was the motherfucking Breakfast Club. So I don't be bothered with their videos too much no more because they are hard pressed. And if it's the same company, then yeah, they'll do the same thing. But they don't strike me. You just take it down and you recalibrate. So if I have to take it off, I'll take it off. Aside from that, uh, let me pull these last two things up And then we could talk about it a little bit more. Okay, this is Deion Sanders Jr. and Well Off Media. Now he comes in this motherfucker in Colorado playing Tupac. And then white people looking like, ugh. He was like, that's how we come in at all times. And the man, the Rick George, he was like, well, we gonna have to get used to it. I'm going to, hopefully this will play. Escape. Move a couple of minutes of this without any problem. I don't think they're gonna strike me though. Boom. It's only the big wigs that act like assholes for that. Okay, we're gonna listen to a couple of words that he tells Jackson State that he's leaving. Okay, and he says it with confidence and pride or whatever. Like, this is what we doing. Okay, I still got it on fast forward, so.
Okay, down for the nitty gritty. I know y'all been hearing the rumors and everything that's been transparent around about my whereabouts and what I'm going to do. And I like y'all to hear it from me and not from anyone else. It is what it is. Either in coaching, you get elevated or you get terminated. Ain't no other way. You get elevated or terminated. And it ain't no graveyard for coaches where they die at the place. It don't work like that. They either gonna run you off or you gonna walk off up on your own recognizance. I've chosen to accept the job elsewhere next year. I'm going to finish what we started. We're going to dominate. I'm going to be into that end and that conclusion. And then when that conclusion, we will move on. Now, what I do.
Okay, so basically he's saying like he don't want to go out as a flop. He wants to end his tenure at Jackson State as champion. And this weekend, not this weekend, next weekend, they're about to go to the Celebration Bowl. They just won the SWAC championship, and they're going to try to win that and continue to be undefeated. And they're going against North Carolina. And he going to go back as a champion and go get some more money.
I don't want you to do is thinking something is better on the other side in regards to some of you. I would like to have the opportunity to meet with some of you so you don't go and jump in the portal and you die in the portal. I don't want that to happen because some of y'all thinking it's simplistic like that, and it's not. That portal will be loaded on, is it Monday, fella? Okay. Monday, portal opens, be loaded, and they're going to call and they're going to ask, because that's what we've done for some of y'all when we were trying to acquire y'all. We called and we asked your coaches, and when we knew what kind of character, what is it, and I don't want you thinking since you have the Jackson State awards on you that people are just going to flock to you and they're going to lace you like that. This is one of the best universities, I believe, certainly in FCS, that you can have opportunity to play at because of all the bells and whistles and these particular things that we brought here. And I'm trying my best with this wonderful gentleman to help choose this next guy for you. My recommendation goes to TC. They know how I feel about TC. I want TC, and several of the staff members are going to be retained here, but that's mine. I would love for someone in-house because I don't really know how y'all would act with somebody outside the house coming in to really.
So he's already given his recommendation for an in-house coach to succeed him as a coach. But look at the athletic director's face. Like, am I talking? Can y'all hear me? Yeah, y'all can. This motherfucker look hurt. Like he hurt. He pissed off. Like he don't look all happy like the other dude, so assertive. With this, he looked like, God damn it, we finally just started getting some shit going on, and you want to come in here and fuck it up and going over there to the white people, okay? And try to smooth it out with a speech. Just because you sending some of these kids over, and the thing is, like he's talking about, some of these kids being scouted by the NFL. We all know kids don't necessarily graduate once them NFL dollars come out. Now you've lost your good players, and he's taking players with him.
Not understanding how we function, how we get down. So that's my recommendation. So just wrap it up, TC. No that's how it goes down. But that's not his sole decision. So don't put it on him. He has a hierarchy that he must go through for that to happen, right? AD, I would not be handling one for this man. With all, you have no idea the trials and tribulations that we took back to back, worked out for some of the things that you don't even know about, some of the things that y'all have no idea about. And I'm not tired of fighting whatsoever, but if I heard God's voice on coming, don't second guess of my hearing ability. I know God, and I know when he shifts, and I know when he moves, and I know how he gets down with me. I always questioned things when I was a player. How can you be so dominant and have to play for 5 football teams? That don't make sense to me. I asked God that often, but then I had to understand when he's taking you from faith to faith and glory to glory and allowing you to provoke change in different places. That's why he would allow me to play for 5 darn football teams and 4 baseball teams, because it doesn't supposed to happen like that. But I understand the calling that he has on my life. And I feel like I got to do something about it. It's been 4 or more African-American head coaches at the next level that has been terminated. I haven't heard not one other than a candidate like myself to replace them. So to me, that's a problem that many don't think about, but that's a problem.
So look, he telling you, again, you know, he's using that mouthpiece. He's the best of the best of the best. And all the black coaches getting fired, but he's the only one that's getting hired. And he's finna take this position and move on up and take it. And he's saying he's listening to God. So don't you tell him who God is in his life. But I think what he means, well, is he wants to take these positions and help others. But that's my wishful thinking. I want to believe in him. But I can't say that's exactly what the fuck he's going to do. Period. We're not going to watch this whole video. It's late. I'm going to watch one piece and one more video. What y'all like here talking about? My 2 oldest went to Emory University and University of Memphis because they got full rides. They applied to HBCUs, couldn't get enough scholarship money through them. I love my East. And that is a major problem. Again, that's what I said earlier. The money is not funneling through from donors. People recycling the money. Okay, you got through, you making 6, 8, 10, 12 figures. Why not invest? Even if you're not making that much, invest. My son's school, he don't even go to that motherfucker no more. Ain't been going there in some years. Graduated, he got 90% or 95% of his tuition paid for by the school through a scholarship. They sent me an email last week asking for some motherfucking money. Okay? He's been out of that school for a few years now. Them white schools get up there and they petition. Them white people come to the games. Them white people bring revenue. And I think that's the main thing of Jackson, which I really hope they don't lose this. Part of the money, not only did the donors come, but I got a co-worker that's a JSU alum, and he flies all the fucking time down there to Jackson to go to the games. He's excited. He wants to impart into the school. And I think people need to get excited about imparting into their alma maters. It don't have to be a HU. And he's taking half the team. This is true. Or the ones he's not taking into the portal be transferred. One staying will be Shrubs and Crumbs, which Southern is ecstatic about. I'm sure. Oh, yeah. I am curious of how they're going to maneuver that. Are you technically destroying the team that Jackson has built? You built for Jackson single-handedly? Or what are you doing? How are you going to help them to continue to recruit? I feel he should have done his research before they taking the position you have to. My son's dad is an art professor there, and so also an alumni. I had no idea that, so I changed my mind. That was foul for him to do. Yes, we're gonna watch a piece of that video real quick. Why did I take it off the thing? I don't know what I was thinking. I was already there. Let's go back. So this is the speech. I watched it 15 minutes long. We don't have to watch all that shit because he just talks a lot of shit. Yeah, I'm not gonna play the Tupac.
Just learning that. Look, I'm gonna just make a few comments, and then I'm gonna get out of here because I want you guys to spend time with Coach Prime. But as I've told you before, my job is to bring you the best coach. Colorado Buffalo Walker.
First and foremost, it wouldn't be possible without my man Rick. When I tell you, he's the man, and God called him strategically to reach out to me to make the time. He didn't convince me. He confirmed to me that this was the place. It wasn't about a bag. I got that. It was all about opportunity to do something that hadn't been done in quite some time.
Okay, so he's telling you again, y'all, this ain't about no money. They are now affording him opportunities to build opportunities for these children and to do some shit that ain't never been done before. And they've been courting him for a month. Mm-hmm.
And Rick, I'm forever grateful for that opportunity, my man. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you for investing in me. I appreciate it. Now let's get business. You know what, Jackson State, we gotta leave. I'm still gonna believe. I've been believing ever since I was a shorty. When I told my mother at age 7, I was gonna make a lot of money after we rich. She was gonna never have to work for another day of her life. And my actions lined up with that belief. And I had
Okay, he just talking shit. He told his mom he's gonna make money, and he did.
but to be the best. I'm coming.
So that's his thing. Is I'm coming. That's his whole new thing for them. Is I'm coming.
You know why? Because I'm coming. I'm coming to restore, to replace, to re-energize. Some of y'all that are salvageable. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody just sitting there in the seat ain't gonna have a seat when we get back. And you got to play beside a fool that don't want it, don't deserve it, they don't even love it. I promise you, it's my job to get rid of it. Come. I love everything about this institution. I mean, the academics prevalence, no crime, beautiful city, beautiful state. We've never had nothing of sort to work out in to train in. Our kids would go absolutely crazy to be in the situation that you're in. But you don't understand. Okay. You don't want it. Okay. Some of y'all don't even think you deserve it. I'm coming. And when I get here, it's gonna be changed. So I want y'all to get ready. Go ahead and jump in the portal.
So I'm fast forwarding through this because this is their video. But this was his motivational speech and his threat that, like, you gonna show up or show out. He did say he gonna show up and show out. But some of them gonna lose their spot. And the shit that they've been doing, I guess because they're losers, they're not gonna continue to do that shit no more.
And do whatever you're gonna get. Because once you jump in, it's gonna ruin you later. Because we bring kids that are smart, say that smart, tough, fast, discipline, with character. One more time. Smart, tough, fast, discipline, with character. That's the one we're gonna get. Is that you? 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 So how bad do you really want it? How bad do you really want this? What are you sacrificing right now to substantiate that you really want? What are you surrendering? What are you giving up right now? Folks still playing football. We're in the darn league. So obviously that's a problem, right? I'm fixing it. So if they ask you, what are you saying to me? What went down? I want you to say 2 words. Last time he just said I'm coming. Everybody know what that means when I come. I don't even gonna show up, but I'm gonna show up. Now, I'm through with mine. Let's get to yours. I'm here on the spot for any questions. Yeah, quarterback's coming. Yeah, about 10 more I'm coming. And they dogs. And they gonna hunt and they gonna eat.
Okay, so let's rewind that. I'm gonna slow that part down so y'all can hear. And to me, it sounds low, so I don't know how well y'all can hear this. We're gonna play this normal so you can hear it.
I'm here on the spot for any questions. Yeah, quarterback's coming. Yeah, about 10 more I'm coming. And they dogs. And they gonna hunt and they gonna eat. Anything else?
So he said it twice. The quarterback is coming, and about 10 more of them are coming. They dogs, and they gonna eat. So he's bringing 10, 12 people to play on the team. So basically what you saying is you bringing all starters. That the motherfuckers that's there really ain't gonna be playing. They're gonna be second string. That's how he's gonna make the team win. That's how he's going to bring the revenue to that. If you listen to what Rick George was saying during that interview, he don't know where the money coming, but then he also put in that they had to check on some transfer shit and administrative stuff. Like they had to make some special concessions for him and his kids to come in and the people that he wanted to transfer over. They probably had to alter the programming, all that shit. They have put a lot on the line to bring Coach Prime in there, okay? Scared money don't make money. And they are investing in him just as he said. Hey, Barb. Let's play a few more minutes of this.
This is your opportunity. Don't get outside and start talking when you got me right in front of you. Let's get it over with now. Anything you want to say? It could be a question. It could be anything. Yes, sir.
What position coaches are you keeping?
What position coaches am I keeping? Probably not.
Bringing.
Right? It's going to be one of the best staffs you ever seen. So they coming.
Okay. He asked his motherfucking coach then. He technically did not answer that. He said it's going to be one of the best motherfucking coaching staffs ever assembled. And he's straight up telling these kids, I'm bringing all my own people. Fuck all y'all people that what you got. They had to give him a big cat package in order to keep him and all of his executive assistants.
Best recruiting staff you ever seen assembled. They coming. A bunch of go-getters coming. I just met with several to 10 powerful boosters that's ready to give. But I told them I want these kids focused on the NFL, not the NIL. But guess what they told me? They coming. Good question. Let's start it off.
They be over here in a wheelchair.
Great question. See, we got some talking to people that want to talk now. Don't we? It's time they get a locker room, they want to talk, right? Talk now. Let's get it out. Yes, sir.
What are the major changes you see we need to do going forward?
Everything.
He asked what major changes y'all gonna do. This man said everything. This team probably gonna be all black probably by the time he get done.
Everything. The way you think about the game, the way you study the game. You know what our kids do? And I hate to keep this on the back because I got one more to finish. But what coaches, this is our defensive back coach right now, Kevin Matthews, stand up, Kevin.
They put in time, but really not putting in time. Like, compared to their teammates, they put in time, but really not putting in no time. So that's what the other time to watch film, I give it to him every Thursday. He go through every last one of them to see who's actually putting in that time. Who really want to be on the team. That's how you know what you want to start or not. Be a starter, if you're not putting it in the right time, you're not starting this week.
That it? Yes, sir.
What's our offseason look like?
It's gonna be a lot of work. It's gonna be a lot of work. Our summer, we have a couple breaks in the summer. All season, want to be here. They want to work. They want to win. They want to be appreciative of every darn thing they're getting here. That's what it's gonna look like. Heck of a lot of work. I gotta get you to the breaking point so I know what I got.
Okay, that's all I'm gonna play. You can find all these videos at Well Off Media. He's bringing in a whole coaching staff. He's bringing in players. He's bringing in recruiters. That money is going to be well spent by CU. I'm going to say this. I'm going to give y'all about 10 seconds to chime in. Who's to say, this is my theory, that he won't take some of that money that they're paying him and use it in a philanthropic type of way and give back to Jackson or give back to the swag, MEAC, well, he say he swag. But give back to these black schools or give back to some of these students in order to get them going and keep them through school or keep those programs going. I think part of this isn't money like he says. It is, but it isn't. I think this is about him preserving a legacy, and it's his personal ego that's mixed in with this. Every time he comes to both when he was giving a speech to Jackson, and we missed some of it because, they blocked the stream. But it was about him making an impact. Everything he's done at Jackson will go down in history. Him leaving Jackson, going to Colorado, will go down in history. Him getting a World Series ring and a Super Bowl ring, that's going to go down in history. I think part of this is him steady making ground-breaking moments in his life, and he knows that now he can't do it no more. So he has to create scenes and create situations where he can still feel great and he can still feel like he is above the rest, and including bringing his own legacy to the table. Now, I don't know how his son gonna adjust to transferring and doing all that shit, but that's a lot. He's taking his whole family, his whole team, his whole legacy with him. And I think that is a factor in it. And I'm going to take some calls. I'm going to try to keep this. We got 20 minutes at the most that I'm going to give y'all because it's past my bedtime. If you want to call in, hit the like. If I know you, you don't have to cam up. If I don't know you, I need to see you backstage. And then just know that you ain't got no assholes and boot holes popping up through there like y'all be doing other people, okay? But in the meantime, press the like button, press the subscribe button, send a super chat, Cash App, whatever you need to do. Venmo, PayPal, Apple Pay, all that bullshit. I got it all. Support the channel. I appreciate you. All right, and we have Miss Roxy Rocks. She got something to say, and I'm gonna let her say it. Hey, babe.
Good evening, Princess, and good evening, chat. I want to be real quick about this. I understand where a lot of people are coming from, saying that he left, he left the HBCU like just kind of high and dry. But at the end of the day, this is business. This has nothing to do with personal shit. When he gets to Colorado, he's probably going to get rid of half of the staff and bring his staff in. Those are also going to be people who are losing out on money, who have families. When you are in boss positions, you make boss moves. And he did that, not just for the betterment of himself, but he's getting ready to be put to task to put a formerly um, good college football wise. I remember back in the days, Colorado had a hell of a football team. They haven't won anything in 20 years. You understand?
I feel
That's a long time in football. And the fact that, he's getting paid, people like, oh, where's he going to get the money? The school's broke. There's no such thing as a broke university, not when it's a predominantly melanatedly challenged university that's big. um, those boosters, I've seen someone within the chat say advertising, they'll come up with the money. People who go to these big universities, a lot of these big universities graduated people who are extremely wealthy, whose daddies went there, granddaddies went there. And
right.
these people are extremely philanthropic when it comes down to giving back to their alma maters. I pray and I hope that Jackson, JSU gets another good coach that can continue to cultivate the program and keep them on a winning streak, not just for the school, but for the surrounding area of Jackson, which is poor. And, you know, I would love for the government to, besides the school, but the government to come in and do something to uplift the community. Clean water, that's just a necessity. You know, people are upset with Dion, but guess what? If you got a job offer for, if let's just say you were only making $50,000 a year, and then someone offered you a job paying you $225,000 a year, and you have people that you still have to feed and bills you have to pay. Tell me you wouldn't take that $250,000 a year job. That would change your life.
It would change your
Um,
life.
it would change your life a lot,
And you
and
change your other's life because you're
right.
changing your tax bracket.
It like you don't, his family is used to being comfortable. These aren't these aren't even middle class people. These are very well to do people. And just the fact that he took the job down there, and he coached them and they've been winning, they've been doing great. Then someone said, hey, we'll offer you more money. People do it every day. People get off fries and then they become a cashier. Like, seriously, that's all it is.
Willie Wilson.
Okay. You stop flipping burgers and now you're at the window. You know, that's what he wanted to do. But most people who go into coaching, not all of them, they want the progression. They want the college, then they want to coach in an NFL team. And that right there is his ultimate goal. Because if he brings Colorado back to glory, he'll have NFL teams who aren't in a good position calling for him. And that's where crazy money comes in. So that's basically all I had to say.
And I think you are on point. I think you're right. And like I said, I wish we could have watched the end of the video. He was straight up with it. He didn't hide it. He said, "Look,
Branson
I
said
love you."
PW never hurting for money. No, they're not hurting for money.
He says, "Look, I love Jackson State. Y'all call me here, but if somebody give me some money and offer me some money, I'm taking it." No, he didn't say that. He said I would have to consider it. And the man asked him again, "So you're saying you would think about?" He said, "If the money was right, I would have to consider it because it's too hard working at Jackson State. It's too much.
Too
And they don't
much.
even have the facilities." He said these black kids ain't got half the stuff that those other white colleges have in the top 5 colleges. And I'm doing it. I'm winning
And still don't have it.
and still don't have it.
But you know what I was talking to Jay about earlier? This will be like some of the kids who are at Colorado now might not still be on the team. This might be a very humbling experience for children who are entitled on that team. I'm here because my daddy do this.
Oh yeah.
Well, if your daddy ain't paying Dion's salary, it don't look like you gonna be playing. They're bringing him in there to turn. This is a big university. They're
He's turning
bringing him
water
in to
into wine.
turn it around. And I bet you if he turns it around 3 years, he's out of there too. Sometimes in life, things are just stepping stones. This man played in the NFL, he played Major League Baseball, and he would probably love to coach an NFL team. That's
Let's bring
that's
that.
just my um thing. Hey, Ranton.
Hey, I was just like jump up here real quick because I was like listening to the conversation, and then people have been talking about his move to Colorado, and it's like, oh well, like do they have the money? And it's just like what I said in my comment. I was like, but just like my insight of how I know they have the money. When I was in undergrad, like my degree for my undergraduate program was digital media production, and we had to do these two classes, which were live broadcasting of all sporting events from
Mm.
fall to spring seasons. So football, um, baseball, softball. We did men and women's sports. So when it comes to the men's sports, oh, they got the money. They have the money
They
ready for
find
them.
the money.
Ready and willing to go for them. Anything they want, anything they need, they have the money for them. It's the when you get to the women's sports, like they have the money, but they don't like really give a lot to them. And it's just like when I was like doing it, because it was just like I either run cameras, scoreboard. I would be on the floor. Like if you ever watch like, live games where you got the people down there on the field running like cameras and everything. We
Yeah.
did all that except with college sports. And I would see how people would turn out for the men to play.
And not for the women.
Yeah.
Look at the WNBA.
So that's why because I went to a PWI. Mostly because the program was very hands on, not because of like the people. Because my program let me touch a camera immediately when I got to school. They would couple like when we got to like spring sports, basically because basketball is considered a spring sport anyway. They coupled the men and the women's basketball games back to back with each other. The women would go first, tear the house down, didn't have nobody really there, but the men would come in and it's just like ooh,
It'd be
like
packed.
The
it would be
stadium will fill up.
packed out for them, but they not winning anything. And another thing I had to add on is one of the girls who was also in my program, she was on the dance team. And she let me know because I was like asking different things, especially because I'm in the Midwest. We have like the Big 12, all that stuff that happens like Kansas City, like Missouri. So what like all the Midwest schools, if you were able to play in those games, if you made it, you coming up to KC to play. And we had to run one of those tournaments one year. And I asked her after we got back, I was like, oh yeah, I saw y'all in the cheerleaders and everything. And she explained to me while she's on the dance team, she don't like the
A lot of
travel.
times they don't get shit. The
Yeah,
dancers don't get shit.
though the dancers have to like the dancers and the cheerleaders, mascots, they have to pay. Like say it's a away game out of state, they have to pay their own money out of pocket to get there. And if they
Mm.
don't get there, they're getting in trouble because
Right.
they committed to do this, which meant you also committed to being here for every single game, whether it was a away game or whether it was a game at home. You committed to this, so you have to make sure you figure out how to get there, get back, what your room and board is looking like when you are going away.
Well,
How
that's
you
some
going
bullshit.
how
I
you
will say at the black schools, at least they'll make sure you get there. Okay, they'll pay for your hotel and they'll pay, but they ain't giving you no scholarships and a lot of money. Now maybe at Jackson State, Southern, maybe them girls might get a little piece,
Yeah,
but
but it's just like when she told me that, I was like, that's so messed up because they're always at the games. And because, like, when it was basketball season, let's see, they performed like 3 times for the men, twice for the women. They were performing 5 times in one day for 2 games.
Wow.
The cheerleaders as well. And most of the time, because I'm not a cheerleader, but obviously I'm watching all this stuff happen because I'm with y'all from fall, winter, into spring, and then we leave school until the next year. And then I'm not seeing y'all again because I'm not working with y'all really. I was like, they do so much work and they have to be prepared. Like, it's multiple costume changes, it's getting out on the field, it's making sure, like, y'all know the dancers, make sure your lines are straight, make sure you are hitting every move. And they don't get paid for it. They also have to pay out of pocket to get out of state because no one was going to pay. I saw the girls win their games. Talking about women's sports, didn't get the same accolades as the men. But the men weren't really winning anything. And people were showing up and showing out for them. Like, we were working for the network that broadcasted it to the rest of the world. So if you couldn't make it to see the game, we're broadcasting it out live for you. And you had like alumni and sponsors and I'm not sure about like board members or whatever, but you had all of these people come in, and we would have like catered like lunch or dinner depending on what time the game was. So us as like media, all the media, like, lunch is catered. So whatever was in town, like, Zaxby's is in town, so Zaxby's might like cater this lunch slash dinner this time, or Jimmy John's might cater lunch slash dinner this night, depending on who they wanted to get for dinner that night. The local barbecue places would cater most of the time, and that was based off of what alumni was bringing in, what like the deals they had with the school, because obviously it's a college town. How, like, where I went, it was very much a college town, but you also had the locals, but they relied heavily on college students to come down there and like buy up stuff. It's just like, going back to this whole thing, they have the money. It's a PWI, trust me. If y'all don't believe nothing else nobody tells you, trust it. Coming from me, who went to a PWI, I went to the same school for my undergrad degree, for my master's degree. They have the money for sports, specifically men's sports. Never think they don't have it. They may not have the money to fix up buildings or to do like what they should be doing when it comes to like residence halls and making them livable. Because I got some stories about that stuff. But when it comes to these sports,
oh, they go all out.
Oh, they gonna go all out.
Those are the campus celebrities.
The men, like, I'm telling you, like, my first year, and I wasn't even in this class, and I lived like how the building I lived in all 4 years I was in school was right next door to the football stadium. And we had one of the coaches like rooms in our basement. They had a room down there to like, sometimes they would have like the people, like the guys who needed to work out some more, they would have them come down there, but mostly it would be them like working on plays. Across the street is the multi-purpose building from us, which is where they would do like basketball, indoor track and field, and that's where they would practice over there as well. My first year, they got a brand new weight room for the football team.
Well, even if the team isn't winning, Ranton,
yeah, they gonna give it to
them. They are still going to give it to them because college sports, basketball and football in particular, just for their season, is $1 billion industry. And the thing that a lot of, it is a sad situation that Black, HBCUs don't get that sort of support. It would be wonderful. But then there are certain HBCUs like the Howards and the Spelmans and the Howards, they get funding, but they don't get what do you call it, PWI, or whatever y'all called it.
Yeah, that's predominantly white institution.
Right. They don't get it like that. You go to some of these HBCUs, and they don't look like other places, and I'm pretty sure Dion was there, and I believe he went and did what he was supposed to do, what he set out to do. But can he's just one man, you know, no good water, not good living standards, that's not good for the children. And he can't change the whole university. It was fucked up before he got there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most people are going to take the money and go where that money is. People win the lottery. They don't still live in the ghetto after they win the lottery. They move.
Yep. Some people upgrade their living situation and be like, I'm gonna keep my job now, but I can't.
People are going to move.
I can't stay where I was. That's not good for me. And listen, a lot of people, like, from what I've seen so far, not here, but like on Twitter, were upset about it. And it's just like, factor in every single thing that was going on. And then I'm not sure how true this is, but maybe y'all could tell me. They said he put some of his personal money into the program.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
that's what we watched. He quoted, he said that.
so it's just like he's putting his own money into a program that, I'm being honest, if y'all love football the way y'all say y'all love football, and y'all support this university the way y'all say y'all support this university, not saying the people who live in the town and go to the school, because y'all are already like paying the money to go there, and y'all are probably, I don't want to say y'all taking out loans to go there, but some people do take out loans to go to school. Where are the people who are coming down for the homecomings, and you are alumni, but you big bank Hank out here? Are you giving back to your school? I'm just say
Right.
this. I went to a PW.
Other than homecoming time.
Yeah, other than homecoming time. Like
Some
I
don't
said,
do
Exactly.
that.
and some don't even do that. I was like, I went to a PWI. I tell it there's no lie. I'm not gonna fake like I didn't. And they be hitting me up for some alumni money. I was like, now see, don't you be doing this, because I know how this works. You ain't getting a cent out of me, okay? Especially not everything I went through on it. You're not gonna get nothing out of me, because the only thing I would give to the school was to help my program, because I respected the people over my program, and they were nice people. Okay, I don't fool with many palm colored folks, but them was some nice palm colored folks to me. Okay, I don't fool with many,
I know
but they
that's
was
right.
they was cool palm colored folks who really worked with me and really helped me. And if it wasn't for one of them, who actually the program I went through with my master's degree, he was actually going through the same program just the year before I did, and he was one of my professors. So it was like, I would give back to my program. I would give back to my high school. But I wouldn't be giving back to this school as an overall situation. But it's just like, y'all going to HBCU. Do y'all, as the alumni who are able to give back because you have income that is forever giving, do y'all give back to your school? Do you say, I'm going to do this because I know when I was there, this situation wasn't right, and I don't know if it's changed, but I still want to help those coming up? Y'all have to ask yourself. Y'all just can't blame one person. That's what I'm
Right.
saying. You can't blame one person. If it was already messed up before he got there, and he was putting his own personal money into the thing, and it's just like, well, some people, of course, now it's confirmed that he was putting his own money in it. Some people might say, well, you know, he's rich. It'll come back to him. And it's just like, okay, and
And guess what? It did come back in
yeah,
the form of $5 million for a different job.
yes, that's a
That's
So
good,
how that's
I'm
how that's how it came back.
that is a good
I'm gonna start closing
contract.
this down, but I'm gonna ask even in the chat because y'all done slow down in the chat too. This is the problem because Shirley is very adamant about saying he knew what Jackson was when he signed the contract to take his ass down there, and so did Nehar. So is Dion a sellout or just a savvy businessman? Is he a
Savvy
traitor or
businessman.
a hero for Jackson State? Should they be thankful? Because Ricky Smiley made a lot of good points. Should they just be thankful And he took his ass to Jackson and he helped them and he did what he had to do and he dealt with whatever problems he had at his job and he did as best as he could to help them. But now he taking his shit and go and leaving, including the players that he brought over there to Jackson State.
Hmm.
Hey,
Okay.
you got to do what you got to do.
Well, I mean, okay, pointing this out, I say savvy businessman because I'm going where my check resides. And if it's not good over here and if I'm spending more money than I'm making, I'm going to have to go and find something else that I could do that is going to make me my money, not take my money away from me. And if he's taking the players he brought to the school because they came just for him or wanted to be in his program, and he's taking the people that were up under him, I mean, for the people in Colorado, if y'all jobs can be taken so easily, then maybe
You
you
weren't doing
was
something right.
you weren't doing something right. I mean, if y'all ain't won a game in 20 years, like y'all haven't won a championship in 20 years, maybe if your job could be taken so easily by this new coach coming in with his own team, y'all wasn't doing something that was, making like the school believe in you. Because a coach can be gone just like that if the school and the alumni members and the board don't believe in you, especially at a PWI. I believe that. But if he actually cares enough about the school, what he will probably do is he would recommend his replacement and set up the
Yeah.
program to
He
win
did.
before he leaves. Now it's up to y'all if he set y'all up to win before he leaves for y'all to enact that plan and do everything you can to keep Jackson at the level that it is. But if y'all don't, now see that's on you. I can only do so much.
And I think he will help
Exactly.
you because actually Jackson and whatever fucking school that is, Colorado, they're not in the same conference whatsoever.
Not at
Wait,
all.
which conference? What are the numbers?
Uh,
Jack,
Jackson is in the SWAC,
yeah, and Colorado is a Division
Pac,
One,
Pac-12.
Pac-12.
Oh, child, please, they ain't never gonna play each other.
Not at all.
So
I
I
don't
don't
even.
think it's a conflict of interest.
It's not okay. Well, now that I know that what the divisions are, like, they're not gonna play each other. They're not gonna see each other. The players, if they are able to get drafted to the NFL, which I'm just like, I hope y'all also have other degrees. While the NFL is like a great dream to reach for, I hope you got a degree and got something out of your college experience, so you have something to fall back on. But they're not. They're never going to play each other.
And you know the
They.
scary part about NFL football? Their contracts are not guaranteed.
And most of the
So
time,
if you hurt yourself,
you're out.
you're out.
And they rely
They
heavily.
don't have to honor the contract. That's why baseball,
Mm-hmm.
that's who honors the contracts. I tried to get I have one son who plays baseball and he has a lot of major league teams looking at him. So I'm just like, go where the
Listen,
money is, son.
yes, and NFL players rely heavily on endorsement deals. And if you're not likable enough to get an endorsement deal, or if you're now it's like engagement and analytics, Princess knows this stuff. The stuff we like do with YouTube and social media for football players and just like sports in general now. If you don't have the engagement, if your analytics are not right, they won't look at you for an endorsement deal. And with the NFL, because you get hurt, you gone. Like
Well,
they don't
he's
want you.
already even in that video that I cut off. He's already said, "Look, y'all social media, all that, we're about to get you going." He
Mm-hmm.
was like, "This is my cameraman. This is my son. That's my team." He even presented that he was bringing that aspect into
Mm-hmm.
the program.
And
He
I
was like,
never
"Y'all
heard
get it
anything like
recorded."
that.
But it's like the way things are going now. So it's good that you have a former like professional player come in and tell you these things. Like the when he brought the Britney girl in to say, listen to her, what she's telling you. Because you could easily get caught up and have a baby with someone who is willing to wait however long it takes for you to get that big money contract. Different things like that. It, good for the program. Y'all need to keep that up. Maybe they'll listen, maybe they won't. But social media is a big thing this time around. And if you're not a likable person, if you don't have good engagement, it, I say y'all need to go back to when y'all were doing media training for these people, so they're actually able to answer questions. They are not able to start fumbling over their words when they're speaking, or they don't get themselves into trouble based off the questions being asked and the answers given. I feel like that's what he's giving them. And Jackson ultimately was an audition for a PWI, whether he knew it or not, or thought it was one or not. Ultimately, what he did with Jackson's program was an audition for all other schools. He could have went anywhere. He legitimately could have went anywhere. Notre Dame could have called him.
Yeah.
He could have gone anywhere, and Colorado called him. And if he is able to turn Colorado around, that's an audition for the rest of the world, whether it is another college who wants him to come turn the program around, or, like was mentioned before, an NFL team that, you don't be winning like that. So maybe a coach who turned these programs around, who probably produced NFL hopefuls, can come
Right.
in and fix this and win y'all a championship. Maybe the first one any of y'all will ever touch.
Hello.
I mean, ultimately, smart
You're
business.
right. You're absolutely right. I'm not refuting anything you're saying.
I say it's a smart business move. Honestly,
I
would have
I
did it
think so
myself.
too. Me too.
Would you have done it, Princess?
Possibly, possibly.
Because I heard that
Um,
contract.
because
That contract real
I want
nice.
to live right. Like
Mm-hmm.
I understand all of the different issues. I understand working in a place and not having the accommodations to do your job efficiently.
Mm.
And having to come out of your pocket. I really did work like that. Having to come out of your pocket for office supplies just so you could do what the fuck they want you to do. You're not paying me enough for this. This is something that you should already be able to afford. You should make it comfortable for me to do my job because I know I can do this. And also, if you tie my hands from doing certain things, you're not going to always get what you want. So I understand all those aspects. You can love the shit out of your job. You can love the shit out of your job. But that don't mean it's meant for you to stay. Period.
Mm-hmm.
Well said.
It is.
And who's that? Like I said, I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful. I'm wishful thinking that he pulls a rabbit out of his hat. That not only is he go back to helping Jackson in some way or helping these other schools in a philanthropic way, but that he makes a difference, whatever he has planned from this Colorado school in order to help black students, that he's still able to bring it back.
I wish all of them the best.
I do too. I also want to say that if he had students coming to Jackson to play for him, he will have students coming to Colorado to play for him. Most
Yeah,
of them being black students.
of course.
Yeah.
And I was like, Colorado, Kansas, not that far apart. I know a few football players, college football players who I knew as I was leaving school that, wanted to switch over programs. So maybe if they can, they switch over.
We'll see. They are altering everything to get these people in here, get
Mm-hmm.
these black people in here, and to increase enrollment. So,
But he also said that, he wanted to stay on them about education. One of my biggest pet peeves with athletes is that in some programs they push them through and they couldn't read their name if it was on a stop sign. They have used them for their athletic paralysis. Well, paralysis, not paralysis. You know, um, you make sure they have, like Ranton said, something to fall back on. Don't just use these young black men or even young white men and just throw them through because they can handle a football, because they can run fast, run.
Most of the, like when I was doing the broadcasting, most of the players I met, because some of them I actually was in like classes with. One was going to school to be a teacher. Another, like a couple were going to school to be physical therapists. Some were criminal justice majors. So the ones I met, it was just like, oh yeah, they was focused on school.
That's good.
Definitely focused on school. Football was just like, football, basketball, because some play both. Where just like pluses, like
It helped pay the tuition in a
yeah,
situation where they might not have been able to afford the tuition at that particular college. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I want to see all young black people do well. I want to see Dion do well. I'm all for people who look like us bettering our situation. But my thing is, people are mad at him about him leaving there. And put yourself in his shoes. Everyone is really judgy, and you haven't walked in his shoes. Let someone offer you $5 million and you only make 39, 40, 50, maybe even $100,000 a year. Trust and believe me, you'll walk. And now I'm going to walk to the bathroom, and I'll talk to you all later. Love
Later.
you all.
Good
I'm,
night, my
good
love.
night. I'm about to walk myself to drink the rest of this tea, and I see y'all later. But Princess Wednesday, a different world Kahoot.
Oh shit. So I'm whooping everybody's ass in Kahoot again.
Listen,
Make sure that I can get in there on time this time. Well, I will try
it's
to. I have rehearsals on Wednesdays now.
okay.
So that's the issue. Like that's why I was coming in late. But depending on whatever time you started, I will try my best
Um,
to
I
get in
have
there.
it. Sorry, don't mean to cut you off. I have it set for 7:15. I'm gonna put a poll on my community tab, cause it's just like I don't know if y'all want to do more questions, less questions. What y'all trying to do? Cause it could be anybody's game. Cause a few people said they gonna win.
Ooh.
Too feisty. I,
See, y'all
I,
couldn't play that part of that video when he said, I come in the room, I smell like a winner. Now,
mm-hmm.
anything, all things, Cosby Kids, A Different World, I have watched a many episode. Now, them motherfuckers, y'all could not get the different world questions, the simple different world questions that I thought they were, that I put up there on my channel. So that's just a small
I
case.
got them. I knew them. I fall asleep to that show.
Byron,
Listen,
aka Joe Morton, who is the hell
I
and the Hawa.
I got his character name, child. I forgot about his real name.
I know all of that. I've watched the reunions. I've watched all the little tidbits. The Tempest Bledsoe and uh, Daryl Bell have been married all these years. I didn't know Freddie and Kadeem was fucking before he married Shantae Moore. Like,
Mm-hmm. Child, they kissed on one scene when him and Whitley came back.
yeah, I saw that little thing where they played the little close up where she accidentally, well, he said she did it on purpose, kissed him in the background. But I remember, when she first came up there, she had a crush on him.
Mm-hmm.
So they never let that played out. But that was her real crush, and her looking in his eyes like, I want to fudge on you tonight. So,
The fact that Daryl Bell, daddy was like made $1 million on Black Wall Street, left the business to him, and he didn't know nothing about that business.
and he became a drummer.
Child,
and,
the business
and
went
Kim with that damn band. And that
Spencer.
episode, she had that wig on and shit. Ooh, child. You
Listen,
are
I'm gonna put
up on some different world.
I'm gonna put a poll up. See how long how many questions they want to do.
Okay, just tell Thick Girl, just shut the fuck up when I win, baby man.
Hey, she said she gonna win too. There's a few people who said they got this.
Every time I come in the room,
I smell like
and I'm on time, it's a wrap.
Listen, I was able, shout out to the people who be cash apping me on my channel now. I was able to do a little upgrade to the Kahoot, so we had bit more classy base now.
I told y'all how to use the teacher's discount. I upgraded mine, but I don't see no purpose in what the fuck I did versus the free version. But yeah, I got the teacher.
You could just have more people. That's the only thing.
200.
Because the free version only allows you to have 10 people.
Oh, see, I can have 50 people or some shit like that.
Yeah. So when you upgrade, you are allowed to get more people up in there.
Now I'm up to 200 people. I think my Kahoot can have 200 people in there.
Ooh.
Yeah, the teacher version is a little bit different.
Yeah. But
so
I'm ahead. But
I got two different teacher emails, so I use them.
Oh, I'm not a teacher. I was like,
I'm not a teacher either. But
now you gonna have to tell
you
will. I was like, see, now I'm gonna figure out. Now, see if they could do that for StreamYard when nobody had no problems.
Right.
But I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna make the community tab poll tomorrow morning because I gotta go lay it down. Monty got an appointment in the morning, and I'm gonna go with her.
Shit, I got work in the morning. I hadn't planned on being on this late. It always goes over, but it's okay. This was a great conversation.
Mm-hmm. Good night, everybody.
All right. Good night. Okay, and we're gonna wrap this up. We could probably talk more of it on Instagram. We'll do a part 2. Talk about it in the comments, in the chat, wherever. I love you guys, and I thank you for all those people that hung out in the Palace Garden listening to me on this morning, even the people in the Facebook. Thank you for the super chats or super thanks, which is something you can send if you're watching this on a replay. Hit that little heart, send a super thanks. That helps the channel. That helps me keep the channel and the internet's on and the lights on and everything. Everything that you give, it matters. And it helps the channel first and foremost. I don't even make enough money to get anything from me, really. But I ask that you give because it's important because we need it. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Pay, Super Chat, and something else. I don't know. But I got it all, okay? Besides that, I thank y'all for watching. Press the like button. That costs absolutely nothing. Coach Prime, I don't think he's a sellout, but I do think that he's letting a lot of people down, at least to what the eyes can see, to making this be something really historical beyond whatever any eyes can see, whatever thought process can go beyond that. But I do congratulate him. The black man is doing what he needs to do to get his legacy to live on forever. Okay, Lauren, good night. And again, good night to everybody that's out there in the chat. Get some sleep. If you're at work, stay awake, get some coffee, and go hug somebody, tell somebody that you love them. My name is Princess A.V. You are watching, excuse me, the House of the Princess. And again, hit the like and subscribe and join button. It's time for me to turn out the lights. Have a great evening.
Royalty Beauty Brands is a female, Black-owned beauty company with all of your cosmetic needs in mind. Right now, we offer hair extensions, eyelash extensions, and our flagship product, Yumbella Lip Glam. Coming soon to add to our product line will be promo merchandise, lip oil, lip scrub, beard oil, body butter, body soap, and makeup, to name a few. every product is vegan friendly and carefully made with the consumer in mind. Check out our Royalty Beauty Brand social media and go to our website to sign up for our exclusive mailing list for discount codes and to place an order. Don't forget to leave us some feedback. Royalty Beauty Brands. We see the beauty in you.